models, and I try to make the models as quick as possible because there are a lot of things that need to be done. So AI for coding, that's what I normally use it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's really good, David, because there was a few specific points that are really, really useful to you. Good code is made by good prompting. And there's a section I'm gonna be talking about prompting, how to make prompting especially good for code. You need the AI to be able to know the environment in which you're working. So, and this is done via MCPs, which is like a protocol for the AI to be able to interface with like emails, any type of services, APIs, etc. But we're gonna talk about it in more detail. And in case we don't have time today, we'll be able to talk about it in another time. So yeah, but this is a really good opportunity. I myself, I'm a coder. I write code and I use AI most of the time because I just don't have enough time to just be typing things, getting like some sort of bug and then going back and forth. I just ask the AI to do it. And the boring thing, I just don't look at it because I know how it works. I've done it many times. I just look at the most important, interesting parts or complicated parts. But yeah. Okay, let's go to the next person. Who wants to be next?
I can offer myself up, I suppose.
Cool, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name's Craig. I'm a graduate geotechnical engineer for offshore wind. It's essentially just looking at strength of ground soils for offshore wind turbines or jack-up rigs. And I'm interested in AI just as a general assistant tool.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the main things that we're going to be talking about. How to have someone is not so the first level of AI is just to be able to chat, to ask questions and stuff. But the AI doesn't know anything about you, doesn't know anything about the project, doesn't know anything about your style or what you're trying to build, and it's going to give you generic answers. And nobody wants generic answers. We all have unique situations and we want unique things. And this is what the next level is, what I'm talking about, which is like building with good prompting, specific tools for doing what we specifically want. Okay, so next person. Who wants to be next? Anna? Maybe you or Julia?
Hello.
Okay,
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm working in Hinkley Point C as a quality coordinator. So basically, like we use AI for everything now. So just want to learn just general AI, and maybe it will help me at work as well, building LTQRs, like lifetime quality records, and things like that. So yeah, just a general knowledge will be nice.
Yeah, and no, that's perfect. This is a interesting use case because as like say for example you want to check a lot of documents or you want to keep a track of all the emails that you have receiving from your job and quickly summarize or tell the AI to focus on the important emails or give you like a daily briefing, which is something I've built already, and I'm very happy to share this with others. But yeah, there are so many things you can do. It's just it's a silver bullet. It's like a toolbox that you can adapt to different situations. And I think we have left Julia now.
Yeah, hi. Where's camera? Yeah, I'm Julia, and I work as teacher assistant, but also I have two daughters. Um, I'm sure there are those tools, but what I would love to use AI, first of all, to organize maybe my life, to remember about. Maybe it would be one program. I know there is a Google Calendar, but I'm not sure it's not working. But somehow for me, for example, to remind me about all birthdays, about what I have to do to buy presents for those birthdays, to remember me order delivery, to deliver. Also, it would be great somehow Because I have so many emails actually from 3 schools and work emails. Somehow it would work without me, if it makes sense.
Yeah, it completely makes sense, Julia. And let me tell you, you're in for a treat. This is the perfect place you are now, right now.
Oh, perfect.
Because we are working on building something called Second Brain. I'm getting a bit of ahead of myself, but this Second Brain will be a tool that the AI will have access to. It will be a list of files that will be perfectly organized. I think there's some sort of positive feedback. Someone's microphone is interfering with the speakers. Maybe whoever is, if you could mute yourself. Yeah, that's perfect. Just so another thing before I forget, this is a conversation, but feel free to interrupt, interject, ask questions. It's really good for me, really good for the crowd. If you have the question and you don't understand something, it means maybe someone else also don't understand it. And let me just tell you one thing: there's no such thing as stupid questions. We don't allow this in this room. So it doesn't matter how basic it sounds. Ask the question, because yeah, you might be able to help others as well at the same time. So I was telling you Julia's use case, which is having this reminder of birthdays, suggestions for gifts, etc. This is possible with this second brain concept. And don't worry, I'm going to be talking about this just now. I'm just going to share a presentation I have, and we're going to go through point by point.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bear with me. Cool. All right. So here we are. So what can AI do for you, right? This is what we are talking about. Don't worry, we're gonna go step by step. In the left side, you can see the items that I have that I'm gonna be talking about. So yeah, the big idea is the concept that you make the AI like your colleague. You don't just use it, you delegate it. Some of the work, like checking emails or reminders, or perhaps summarizations of books, you can ask the AI to do it for you. And we're going to be talking about in detail how this is possible to happen. There are multiple ways of doing it. I believe mine is one of the best, and I will explain you why. It's a lot more organized, a lot more methodic. So let's start by the first idea, which is the second brain. This is like the foundation of everything I'm going to be talking about. It's the easiest thing to implement, and it's the one that is going to give you the most results. So what is it? What is this? What do I mean by second brain? What is the first brain? Do we even have a first brain? Yes, we have. It's our own brain, right? So the second brain is not supposed to replace your brain. It's supposed to help you remember things, assist you on items, reminders, emails that you forgot to reply, jobs that you're doing, and perhaps you want some sort of nudge or help. And how do we build this? So this is basically creating a loop in which you basically tell the AI where the files are. So I say, for example, you have a bunch of emails. You can tell the AI, this is my email address, and can you access it and read all of it, and get me a summary, for example. And it kind of works in a loop. So you get first all the information, you capture it in some sort of documenting system. I use GitHub. This is used for many professionals, especially engineers and software engineers. But you can use it. It's surprisingly easy to use. And what that will enable is the AI to learn about you. So the more documents you have, the AI will know roughly what you do, what projects you're working on, your the things that you don't understand, the things that you're struggling with, to have like a rough model of who you are as a person and what you're doing. And it then is the interesting part. So once the AI has an idea about you, it can quiz you, it can do tasks for you, it can do things for you, basically. Yeah, so this is it pretty much. Let's go to an example now. I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm just gonna show you my actual second brain. 1 second. Enter screen. So here is like a list of documents I have, and I worked on many things and areas. I have different projects. I have my personal diary, etc. And everything is organized in a very simple, in like in a file. So for example, if we go, this is a like standard like Windows folder. So you can see I have this is my second brain, which is basically a bunch of files which have text. For example, you can open these. Let's open it in here. And you see this is a very simple text. And you'll ask me, like, why do I save everything in text format? Why not Word document? Why not PDF? That's because the AI understands text a lot better than PDF format or Word document. So the moment you have all these, it's very simple text format, you can render it in a nice way. And you can see the text like in a more like Word document. But at the end of the day, it's going to be simple text. So you have to you have to build a simple text first. And essentially, you can have a raw folder. In this raw folder, you're going to dump everything. You're going to dump all your, for example, project you're working on, reports. David, you mentioned about your finite element stuff, your modeling stuff. You can put here all the mathematical equations, the physical laws, everything you want here in any markdown document. You know that you can put equations and they're nicely rendered as well. So you can read it for yourself, but also the AI can read it. The second step would be to tell the AI to map this. So the raw folder is going to be mapped into all these. So for example, for me, I have projects, I have areas. I call it areas, but it's basically my learning system. So I have different things I'm going to show. But this is, you can do this either with ChatGPT or Claude. It doesn't really matter. The AI will understand the task because it's made for these kind of things. But anyway, going back to the main topic, here it is. This is rendered. So this is the text format that we just saw before. But the difference now is that is like you can see that there's some beautiful formatting happening. And we can have a look just one document without losing much time. For example, here, engineering platform. So I'm designing an engineering platform. Long story short, this is for an abstraction layer for part of one of my jobs I'm doing. And I wrote all this. And then what I can do is use this to clean it, let AI map all the different documents, understand it, and then I can ask questions about it. So for example, what we can do, remember, first we did the dumping, which is put everything in raw folder. We don't touch this folder. This is like for our storage, so to speak. We don't touch the files, we just put it there. And the next step, what we do is we organize it, but we don't do it. We let AI do it one time only. The moment it's done, the AI will be able to find all the relationships and you can ask the AI questions, etc. And one of the things you can do, and this is really interesting, is a questionnaire. So for example, let me see. So I got learning system, questionnaires, and here I have my questions. So every day they get auto-generated. And here I'm asking something about my job. So this is in, oh, sorry, apologies. This, for example, is a typical example of me using AI for my own learning. I cannot, there's so many things I'm doing at the same time, so many projects. It's really, really hard to remember everything. So I ask AI every day to generate me a few questions that I answer. And if I don't know how to answer them, the AI is going to help me to answer it. So for example, this is very technical, Redshift distribution keys. So it's very technical. I don't even know the answer. Say I don't know, it's going to come back to me with answers. So for example, for this question, this was my answer. And I literally say here, like, I don't really understand I don't really know how to answer you. Can you help me? And then it comes back with a whole help. And this is all stored in my documentation that I mentioned in this second brain concept. So you can go back and forth, check your information, learn with the help of AI, and store everything that you come across. Say, for example, you're reading a book, and it's really, really hard to remember everything about the book. What you can do is to tell the AI, look, I'm reading this book. Can you create all the points and save this as a document? I'm going to look at it and have a conversation with you later, etc. Yeah, so this is the concept. Any questions so far? I've been talking a lot.
This platform you have shown, the brown one.
Yeah.
What is that Visual Studio you were showing earlier? I
Yeah.
really like the MD extension you had with Visual Studio on the other hand. But what are we looking at now?
Yeah. So this is called Obsidian. It's basically a notebook that is free to use for Markdown files. So when you go in Visual Studio, so let's open Visual Studio as a matter of fact. And what you can do is, if I go here, I can just open any file, right? For example, we're gonna open this one.
I see you have a lot of MD files.
Yeah, everything is in .md files because .md files are text files and the AI can read them very well. The problem with PDF files or Word document files is that only like the actual words, you cannot read them in text. You need to open the word first and then read it.
Yeah, of course, yes. That's I also use text files, but I haven't used MD files. Is this a GitHub?
Yeah, it's a complete game changer. So it's very used in the scientific community. Researchers use it a lot. On the right side, you can see the MD file rendered, and on the left side, you can see what the AI sees.
Yes, yeah. So it's like a LaTeX file, but simple.
Yeah, it's literally LaTeX. It's literally LaTeX.
Oh, okay. And why is it called MD? Because LaTeX is text.
Markdown. It's MD as in Markdown. So
Markdown. Oh, okay. So it's like a LaTeX, but much more neat, much more without equations. It's just simply the
it uses the same logic as LaTeX. Literally everything is the same. They just call it differently. But it's really useful. So this is the only caveat that I will say, that if you want the AI to be able to understand your documents, you have to save it in .md.
Okay.
Although if you save it in PDF, it's also good. But it's going to use more memory.
Yeah, of course.
So one of the parameters that we have is that the AI has a memory, and you cannot feed it like 50 books because it will forget most of the things. So you need to somehow compress the information And one of the ways is by simple text.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And if it's breakdown like this in MD, it's a good start, because then you tell AI, okay, this is the main point, these are the sub points, and here is it's good. The way I feed AI, Cloud and ChatGPT, is give a bunch of text and then explain things, but maybe this is better to
So, and here is thank you for this question, David, because this allows me to bring an important point. When you talk to the AI needs two things, actually three things. Okay, let's go back to our presentation, because this is the most important part of our conversation. 1 second, I'm just gonna pull something real quick. One second. So this is actually my personal documentation, like my second brain, and I have some new presentation, but I haven't merged. 1 second. Oops, what happened? Okay, don't worry. So if we go back to it, like projects, side projects, AI teaching. Yeah, here we are. Sorry about the wait. So session, one pager. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So let's go back to this point I want to talk about. This is the most important part of our conversation. Where is it? The most important part, I don't know right now where it is in the presentation, but you'll be able to see it because I will add it later, is that you have three layers of information that you have to give to the AI, okay? First layer is who you are as a person. So who you are. You are a researcher, you are a business owner, you are a CEO of a company, you are an engineer. The AI needs to know who you are, because then it will be able to tailor the output better. Second thing it needs to know is the context. Where do you work? What do you do? What are the constraints? Do you have sensitive data that shouldn't be public, or do you work with quality control data, for example? What type of standards do you have? Are you following European standards? Are you following British standards for your quality control, etc.? And the third thing is the specific project that you're working on. So first, yourself, second, the environment, and third, the specific project, in which you can attach PDF files, or for example, the markdown files that we discussed with just now with David. These are the three layers. The moment you add these three layers, you're gonna have better quality responses. And remember this is the most important part, okay? How good your responses are based on how good your questions are. If you cannot ask good questions, the AI will not give you good answers. For example, okay, make me an app. The AI is gonna give you a shit answer, because what app are you making? What do you want it for? The AI is stupid at the same time smart. So you choose how you calibrate. It's like having like a Formula One engine and use it for in a golf cart. You can choose that, or you can just go and use it for what's designed for, which is a Formula One truck. So yeah, here I wanna any questions? Sorry, I'm speaking a lot. If not, we're gonna go to the next step, which is the daily researcher. So I spoke, the second brain is the launching pad. We have our diaries, our documents, everything nicely organized in folders. And now we can start doing the cool things. We done the boring part, which is putting the files, blah, blah, blah. Now let's work on the fun things. Imagine having a team of people that work for you 24 hours. But someone is. What's happening? Well, just give me a second. I think someone wants to join the call a bit late, but just 1 second. Bear with me. Um, 1 second. How do I do this? Admit guest. Yeah. Someone joined us. Perfect. Okay. So what I was saying, imagine you have a list of employees that work for you 24 hours a day. They don't get paid any money. They are experts on different fields, and they work for you. You ask them questions, they work for you at night, and the moment you wake up, they will give you the work finished. This is one concept that you can build. It's called I call it daily researcher. 1 second. I'm just gonna minimize this. This is in the way. So a good example is what the president receives every day. Every day, the president receives a list of things that it's relevant for him. It could be geopolitics, it could be how the economy is doing, it could be national problems, terrorist attacks, etc. In one page, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a whole team of researchers and people writing, typing, creating this booklet. You can do this at home thanks to AI. How? First, you build a second brain, which we talked about before. Second step is you build you ask the AI how you prompt it so that it knows what you're interested in. You're interested in geopolitics, you're interested in marketing, for example, or maybe in football. It doesn't matter what the topic is. And the AI knows, it can basically tailor your briefing every day, which is what I do. And I'm going to show you a few examples. How it works: you create a prompt, you write instructions, plain English, write me every day, XYZ. I'm interested in whatever topics. And then you decide when you want it to be run, and it will be creating those files in every day, and so you can have a coffee and read at it. Read it. Takes 15 minutes. You can also decide how long you want the report to be. Maybe you want it very long, maybe you want it very short. And I'm going to show you a few examples of that. So in my work, for example, I'm also a part-time investor. I invest in stocks, in crypto. We are long-term Bitcoin investors. So I'm very interested about Bitcoin. I want to know what countries, companies are buying Bitcoin, because I want to be ahead of them, right? And I want to know all the bad news. Like, for example, if a central bank bans the usage of, like, it's not going to happen, but say a government decides to ban Bitcoin. This happened a few years ago with China. I'm interested in this, right? So how do I know this? So there is this, I created this every day. Let's have a look where it is. Markets, daily market briefings. So you see that for every day, there's a new file being created. And let's go to one just to have a look. For example, here is my market briefing. And you can see a few interesting things. So I tailored the whole thing so that I only look at what I'm interested. So I'm interested in specific stocks. I'm interested in what happened overnight, because when I'm sleeping, obviously I cannot be reading anything. So I want to know the next day when I wake up. I want to know the economic calendar. Julia, this, for example, works really well for you. You mentioned that you have lots of birthdays and things that you have to catch up with.
Yep.
Example would be really good, because it will remind you of which days are upcoming, and based on the personalities of the people, the age, the relation you have with them, the AI can also advise you to buy a specific gift, so you don't even have to think about that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
That's really good.
Yeah, indeed. For example, for me, I use it for general research. So this is how long will this take me to read? Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10. I might ask some questions back to the AI, but it's gonna generate me every day a very high quality newspaper in a nutshell about the different topics I'm interested. Um, I have I'm also describing all the things that are relevant for the AI to know. Like for example, my investment strategy, how much money I have, all the little details, and everything. This is really important. Okay, everything stays in your computer. You are not sharing anything with the AI with Anthropic or ChatGPT, even though they like in the prompt you do put some personal information. A lot of it stays in your computer. So yeah. Okay, so we talked about the daily researcher. Any questions so far?
Yes, I have a question about the way that you generate this tailored newspaper.
Yeah.
And how, if you say that, so which platform is it? Because ultimately you need to, so does it work like, do you have ChatGPT working in the background
Yeah.
to generate you this second brain document, or how does it work?
Yeah, so there are 4 different applications you can use. You can build your own application yourself. That's the hardest one. I don't recommend doing this one unless you are unemployed or something and you have lots of time. It takes roughly a week to do it. My way is the easiest way, which is using Cloud Cloud Code. This is the application. In this application, you can install this for free. You can use it for free. What you do is go to routines, and in here you can add a new one. For example, I have my daily questionnaire. I have my AI radar, knowledge map.
Okay.
So you go to your daily questionnaire. This is really important. You say when you want the questionnaire to be created, and you say give some parameters that it needs to know, and then you add the prompt. Have a look at the prompt, because this is the most important part. The prompt is the basically what you tell the AI to do your job. For example, here I'm saying you are his daily knowledge engine, right? You run before he wakes up. Your job is to scan the entire repo for changes, maintain across references, blah, blah. This is the questionnaire one, so this is not the briefing one, but the philosophy is the same. You go to routines. Routines are every day executed. You choose what time you want it to be executed, whether it's daily, weekly, hourly. You say what you want, and you say where you want to be, where this to be stored. This is really important as well, because it needs to know where to store it, and you store it in your second brain.
Okay. And second brain is like a text editor?
Yeah, it's a repository. It's a GitHub repository. So you have it locally. This is the local savings. So you can have, it's basically a normal like folders and files, right? And you can synchronize these with GitHub. So it's always synchronized. So you can use it on your phone, on all the laptops, etc. But this is optional. The main thing is that you have to have somewhere where you store this. And for me, I store it in this folder called personal documentation. So have a look that inside there's going to be a lot of, well, mainly .md files, which are the markdown files that we spoke about. And sometimes I also put PDF files. If I don't have any other option, I will just simply put the PDF files. It's completely fine. But yeah, that was a really good question. So I appreciate that, David.
How much like memory of your computer would this normally occupy? Like, would it limit you based on if it's running in the background, then you're limited on what kind of data you can process elsewhere?
Yeah. That's a really good question. For me, it doesn't take much memory because the computation is not happening locally. As a matter of fact, it's happening in the cloud. So say, for example, roughly on my laptop, which is a decent laptop, but it takes 4% of CPU usage and very little RAM because the only application that you're using is the ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you decide to use. But yeah, that's a good question because it's you don't want your laptop to be basically melting, right? And also it executes one time whenever you define it to be used. So that's the other part.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions? If not, we go to the next section. One thing I did in the past, and it really saved me a lot of headaches. I hate searching for jobs. Okay, it's a waste of time. It has a successful rate at the best cases 1 out of 10. So you need to make 10 applications to be successful in one. Sometimes you need to make 100 applications to be successful in one. So I wonder, is there anything that can help me? Is there anything that is smart enough to be able to send emails, to understand, to tailor a CV and send it to the employee and search for those job offers, knowing my set skills? What do you think? So there is something now, which is basically our different AI offerings that we have. So there is one called, I'm currently using Claude, but ChatGPT or even Perplexity can do this for you. You say you add a CV, you say what type of jobs you are looking for. For example, in my case, well, I'm looking for data science jobs for consultancy, like senior level. I put the salaries I want. I put whether I want it fully remote, which country I want to search for jobs, and the AI will do the job automatically. It will search for the places. It will get the CV, send it to the employee, put a nice presentation letter, which is really, really hard and takes a lot of time. To do a good application takes roughly 20 minutes because you have to tailor your CV specifically. You have to tailor your presentation letter, which takes ages because you need to understand the company, you need to understand the position, you need to understand who's hiring you and why should they hire you, right? So it's a lot. You're basically doing a sales pitch tailored for every single application, knowing that it's highly likely that you will not be selected. So for these things, AI is the best. And it can do it all night, it can do it all day. It will never get tired, it will never complain. And I'm going to show you how to do this. The first step is that you don't give the AI a CV. Instead, you give a macro 5 pages or 10 pages long description of your experiences. What do I mean by that? I'm not going to say, well, I know how to use Word and I know how to use Excel. Now, I'm going to describe it in a prompt, very detailed, where the type of work I've done, the like mathematical calculations, like using a different, for example, using VBA for Excel or using macros for Word, etc. And what the AI can do is to, from that very large CV of 10 pages or 5 pages, can render it in 2 pages only, showing only the specific parts that the recruiter is interested. And then it can send it. So here is the trick, and this is really important. The AI is really smart and dumb at the same time. So before it sends it, you can ask to get your approval. So you always you trust, but always verify, always double check, because the AI is really good at following your steps, but sometimes it's lazy. As a general rule, if you have a very long description of what you want the AI to do, it will listen to the first part and the last part. And the middle section, which is the body of the prompt, it will become lazy and it will not get everything. So this is where you, as a person, as a human, it's really needed in the workflow. You need to make sure that it's sending the right things. So imagine applying for a job and it's complete garbage done by AI. What's gonna happen? They're gonna blacklist. they're gonna ban you. Like if they see that your name again, they're gonna not consider you for your application. So always do check your work and make sure that it doesn't sound like AI. It sounds human. It sounds like you wrote it. This is how you hack the system. So, any questions? And would anyone like to apply for jobs using AI out of curiosity?
The idea sounds quite appealing to me, I think.
Yeah. Indeed, it's just it takes ages. It's a lot of time. It's a little reward, a little ROI, because you can spend hours doing an application and then they just not even gonna bother looking at it because they already have someone. So it just takes time, and also you can outwork others. A lot of the time, you don't get a job because you haven't applied for it. Well, now you have AI. It just can spam everyone as long as the spam is real. It's trustworthy and believable. Like it doesn't have like AI writing, if that makes sense. But you can also tailor that, right? Okay, so now fourth part, building an app. This is the most fun one because this is where, like, we all have ideas, right? But we live in a time where ideas are not that valuable anymore. Like, everyone has ideas. I have ideas, you have ideas, everyone has good ideas. What matters is the execution. But back in the days, you had to hire a bunch of like 5 or 6 developers and spend 200 grand to £500,000 and 6 months of time to build a demonstrator. Now you just need English. You can build anything you want. You just need English to be able to speak English. Just ask. Okay, here's an app idea, and I completely have this from the top of my head. Imagine you wanna build an app that is Tinder for dogs. You can basically have a conversation where you start with a brainstorming session. The AI will talk with you, try to understand the market, do a bit of research, validate the ideas. Then you can go to a web page or an app, take a few screenshots with your phone, and send it to the AI and ask the AI to build it. And you have an MVP, you have a demonstrator. And this is possible in a matter of hours, if that, which is kind of mind-blowing. Only speaking English, you can do this now. Obviously, to get the app launched, you need to, it's going to cost you perhaps £10 a month or something. But bear in mind that back in the days, it used to cost £500,000. Now you're going to pay £10. So it's a massive win. Yeah. So this was everything. Any questions? If not, we can go to the second step. Well, to the last fifth step, should I say, which is the 24/7 assistant. Throughout this conversation, we touched this point a few times, but the idea is to have someone that is 24 hours paying attention to you. How it pays attention? Through your messaging, WhatsApp, for example. You can imagine you are in the middle of a trip and you're just busy. You can't be asked to go to the website, to Google Maps, and search for gas stations because you're in a road trip and maybe for some reason you just don't want to do that. You can basically message your AI, say, look, I am right now here in Cotswolds and I want to know a 4-star hotel that won't charge me more than £120 per night. Find me a few examples and send me the phone numbers. It'll do it for you. It's capable enough nowadays. 2 years ago, it wasn't able to do this kind of activities, but now with MCPs and access to the internet, the AIs are fully fledged and enabled, so you can do these things. The problem is that to do it, it requires a lot of work, and this is a little bit more technical. You need to understand concepts like APIs, skills, and it kind of goes a bit outside of the radius of the topics I wanted to talk about this today. We just have 5 minutes left. I'm gonna do this another time, but just very briefly, the idea is having an entity, an AI, run on your computer, but the LLM is, everything is connected via APIs. So you have an API for your web access, you have an API for your AI access, you have a different connections, and it's like a you can see it like an octopus with different tentacles accessing to different things, and your computer will be doing all the work. But this, yeah, it's a little bit more complicated. This is something I built, and there are a few important concepts, like for example, the buildup of the code. There's something called OpenClaw, which is like an open source method to do this. You go to GitHub, which we mentioned before. You get the code, you run it on your computer, you connect, you plug and play your ChatGPT, your different APIs, etc., and it's ready to run. The architecture is basically, yeah. The way it works, you WhatsApp it. It'll, imagine you are somewhere and your computer is on in your house 24 hours, so it doesn't sleep. You can message via WhatsApp. You can ask, oh, get me 10 restaurants in Bristol because I'm in a rush and I'm in a date and I want to surprise. I don't know, I haven't organized it because I'm lazy. Can you give me 10 restaurants or something, or something like that? I need to do the work for you. There's a few concepts like heartbeats. In order to be awake, this is a bit of like architecture and software engineering. The system needs to be awake and it's almost like alive. So it has a heartbeat concept. It's basically checking every second or something that there's no new information up and coming. But yeah, that's all. Yeah. Okay, so what have we learned today? We touch on the concept of second brain, on a daily researcher, how to build an app, and a 24/7 assistant, as well as a job hunting machine that will save your time. Any questions? Anyone, like, even if it is not related to the presentation, feel free and we can go through it. For example, one question I can think of that I haven't perhaps explained: how do we start with this, right? Because I explained a lot of things, but how do we start? Well, we will start with the second brain if you want to do this the way I'm suggesting it. And in this second brain, what you're gonna do, you can have your ChatGPT, your Claude, and have a conversation. Look, I want to build a second brain. How do I do it? And you can use the concepts I taught you in this presentation. I'm also going to send you the documentation to do this, the presentation that I showed you here, and I'm available for any questions you have online. So yeah, I'll be available to help you across along the way.
Thank you so much, Ohi. This was so good. I really enjoyed this. There might be other questions. I mean, there might be questions from someone. And the only, it's just that I'm still with this in how the data, how do you organize the data from Claude? So you save it on, you explained earlier that you save it on your local drive and you save your data and then you access, because I tend to have all my information everywhere in many folders everywhere, and I think you're quite an organized guy and I like that. So what tip would you give how to save data from AI into, and how do you visualize? Because you visualize it in HTML. Is that how or always like that? So you have the AI agent to work for you and then put in HTML so you can quickly click and see the summary every morning. Is that how it works?
Correct. And this is also a good question, because it delves into the implementation of this. Because everything I showed you here is bells and whistles, is really fancy, it's really nice, but how do we actually do this, right? So as you said, a lot of it is organization. So I'm gonna put this into the documentation. I'm gonna send you a YouTube video that explains it very well, how to build this second brain. It's gonna do a better job than me. But in a nutshell, you're gonna be very lazy. You're gonna be very lazy. You're gonna drag and drop all the relevant files, reports, and documents that are PDF and text file and notes into one folder. This folder is gonna be called raw. That's it. And then you're gonna have another folder called wiki. This folder you'll not touch it, but the AI will make the links and connections and will edit it for itself. And then finally, you're gonna have your curated, worked, beautifully formatted documentation that the AI will build for you.
Oh, okay. So 3 levels. The second level, only AI touches it?
Yeah. Because this is what the AI will link. We'll make connections, and we'll use the raw documents to make connections. And I'm gonna show you something now.
So it's not just a copy paste of documents. It will create shortcuts and say this document here has this type of information. And can you read what AI is generating in the second level? Can you see what is
exactly? Yes, yes, you can, and that's a really good thing that you mentioned here. You can read it, and you'll see that it's almost like human, because it will make connections with the documents. And one interesting thing that it can do is it can find contradictions. Very often we write things, say for example, we write document A has that a model is X amount of size, and it gave a certain output, and the same model reference afterwards in another document is giving a contradictory information. What the AI is smart enough to do is to find this contradiction and highlight it, so you can then decide what to do with it. You can ask the AI, delete the oldest document and keep the new document, and the AI will be able to do that.
Nice.
So these are the interesting capabilities that once you have your raw folder, which is the folder you don't touch, the AI will find contradictions and things that are incorrect, etc. Let me have a look at. I'm going to show you. 1 second. Where is it? Yeah. So this graph, it's not mine. I can show you mine, but this is I got it from the internet, and it represents all the little dots is a different document, but you'll see that there are different colors. The colors are different topics. So you have clusters that are related. At the same time, they have different colors. There's blue, pink, etc. And you can see that there's edges. So there's lines that connect those documents. And those lines represent the same common things. So for example, if Julia had her whole list of things that she needs to do, it could be that 2 things are present in 2 different documents, and the AI will be able to highlight that. So it's a really interesting capability. Yeah. or anyone else. I said Julia just to put an example. I'm not. Yeah.
That's okay.
It looks a little bit like human brain.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting you say that because that's the whole point. The whole point is to create a brain that works with you, that is trying to make your life easy. And do you see another interesting thing here, which is that you have big dots and small dots. The big dots are like it understands that some documents link a lot of things because they are indexes or they're very, very important documents. So just by graphically, you can navigate through the documents and understand that this white big fat dot, you want to know what's happening there. So you go there, you can click on top. For example, in my case, I don't use this feature very often, but let's have a look. 1 second. I'm just gonna try to.
What is that software? That screen that you have now, what is it?
So this is Obsidian.
Pardon?
Obsidian. I'm gonna write it down. 1 second.
Oh, Obsidian. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. It's used by researchers and engineers, but anyone can use it. It's super friendly, really easy to use, to be honest. It only reads dot markdown files. That's the only detail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Graph report. For example, this is what the AI created for the graph. To be honest, I don't think I can. 1 second. Let me just open it. Graph in Obsidian. Oops. Okay. Where is it? Supposed to be here. I'll send you a picture later, but I just don't want to do it. It might take time to do it. So, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's the whole thing. I think we touched on the most important topics. Any questions?
So maybe I joined it later than the others, and I'm not really sure. So what kind of software or program this is? What you were showing the main one.
Yeah. So for example, for me, I'm using something called Claude. This is the software. If you have Windows or Mac, you can download it. Let's have a look actually. 1 second. Because this is the most important part actually. So and actually, now that you're asking, let's go and so we're in Claude. Let's open a new example, new chat. Make me a diagram how to use what, for example, Excel. I don't know, I'm making this up now, but this is what I'm using. So this is the chat part, the one that once you download the application, the chat part you can have a conversation with it. It will have access to all your notes and everything. As long as you remember the 3 layers: who you are, what project you're working on, and the specifics of the chat. Those are the things that you need to define. And you can define this in the chat, or you can define this in the code. So the code is the same as the chat, okay? This might be a bit confusing for you guys. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining it well. You open a new chat, new session. And in this new session, you're gonna go here and you're gonna go here and select the folder where you have all your information, okay? This is really important because if you don't tell the AI where the information is, the AI will never know. So for example, for me is this one, personal information, which is what I created here, right? So we have personal documentation. This is my where I save all my documents and everything that I want the AI to know. And then I can just start talking and asking questions and back. So yeah, this is Claude. This is the one I'm using, but then you also have access to another one, which is ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Let me show you the codex. Codex. This is the ChatGPT version. So it's almost like it's the same basically. It's the same, but done by another company. I personally don't like it, but you can use it. I don't like it because I prefer Claude. But this is not like an advertisement I'm doing or anything. You can use whichever you want. Yeah. And it looks daunting, but if you don't understand something, then just ask the ChatGPT or Claude, what the fuck am I doing? Why do I need to do this? You know, and the AI will be able to explain better than me, better than I will be able to explain you.
So this Claude, what you were talking about, is like created by Google, or this is just by its own, or
Yeah, a good question. So Claude is created by a company called Anthropic. It's very new company. It's like 4 years old, but they have investments from Google and Amazon. So Google and Amazon are helping Anthropic to build this Claude. And then you have ChatGPT, which also is being helped by Google as well, Microsoft, and I'm not sure if Amazon is involved, but definitely Microsoft. Yeah. Any more questions, guys?
What was the reason that you're saying that you prefer Claude over
Yeah,
ChatGPT?
good question. So I like Claude because Claude is more human. It doesn't sound AI. It's a personal taste. I like Claude because also the output is, in my people say it's not true, but I feel like, well, it's not that they don't say it's not true. It's more like in theory, ChatGPT and Claude are 50, like they are basically the same. But I feel that Claude is slightly better. It's a personal taste. It makes writing a lot more human, a lot more fresh, a lot less AI. A common thing that will happen if you're working for your job, for your boss, and you send in an AI generated bullshit, he will ignore it and tell you like people don't really like. You have to be careful with that. So whenever you build something with AI, make sure you look at it and ensure that it doesn't have strange ways of using words and or stuff like that, you know.
Yes, I agree. I also like Cloud better. I think when I create my there are times that I've asked ChatGPT some complex questions and some things about code, and in the end I keep asking and asking ChatGPT, and it's like winding me up. It's like, come
Yeah,
on, like I want the real thing, and
yeah,
then I say, okay, that's it. I need to now ask Cloud and
yeah,
really get it done. And I had a few. I was like, which one? ChatGPT is great for general things. For
yeah,
many things, I have both. I pay both subscriptions. And for ChatGPT, I like many things, general advice about, I don't know, something more personal, more this, or about. But then Cloud for specific tasks about coding, and about this, I think is better.
yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you because yeah, I have the same feeling. And very often, a common thing that the AI will do, if it doesn't know how to do something, it will give you like in Spanish, te da largas, it beat around the bush, and it wastes your time basically. So you can, I made my AI to be very straightforward. Whatever doesn't understand, it tells me I don't understand this. Sorry, I don't have enough information to make a judgment. It's just very clean, very transparent, and you can put this in your prompts as well. I can share my prompt with you. I'll share it in the in the documents I'm going to share with you. So yeah. Yeah, one it's really important. Okay, remember what I said at the beginning. How the quality of your responses are based on the quality of your questions. Liana?
Yeah, just when you say about the way you ask question, the answer you will get, is there keywords to make an easier and quicker way to ask the questions? If you understand what I mean? Because you see all these on TikTok, these short videos
Yeah.
showing if you use this keyword, you will get better answer, or is that like tricks or something to get better answer?
Yeah, I can say a few ones. Some of them are funny. One second, let me just. I'm lost now on my window. Bear with me. Yeah, there are tricks. You laugh at this, but there is some research that proved this. If you threaten the AI violently, like I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna hurt you, it gives good answers. Better, slightly. It's not like super good, but slightly better answers when you threaten it. Yeah.
Probably I
So
would
use
be lucky with
violence.
my voice.
Yeah. What were you saying? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm just joking. I'm saying probably it will be scared more with my voice.
Yeah. I mean, and you're a big guy, so better not mess with you. Yeah. No, but joking aside. No, let's talk about this because it's really important. Remember the 3 layers that I mentioned. Okay, who you are, Liana. You are a artist, like, or perhaps a decorator. You build sculptures, paintings. You decorate for events. The moment the AI knows this about you, can work better than if you just say, "Do me a Lithuanian themed decoration for Lina's wedding." So it needs to know about you. It needs to know about the project you're working on. It needs to know about the specific situation you're in. That's
Next wedding will be Daniels. No, they know.
Yeah. That and one thing I forgot to say, it's really good also. I'm gonna send all of you my prompts, so they're really good quality. You read on them and you tailor them for you, okay? But one good thing that works really well is negative orders. So for example, don't do this, don't do that, don't bullshit me, don't say things. If you don't understand something, don't give me an answer. Ask questions back, challenge me. Don't sugarcoat. Negative answers are really good as well. The AI understands negative answers, negative commands very well.
So actually, that's what I felt, because when you ask the question, you always get very cheesy answers, which
Yeah.
I don't like it. I just want a proper,
Yeah.
proper answer with all blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So in my prompts, I have something called lazy mode. The moment I say lazy mode, what is the constellation of Saturn? It's not gonna bullshit. It's not gonna talk too much. It's just gonna say the exact thing that I'm after. So I have different modes. I have one thing that it's a three lines. It answers the question in 3 lines. It doesn't go any beyond. If I'm in a rush, I will tell it, look, be straightforward. What do I do with this? It will tell me. Another thing I like to do is, instead of give me an answer, write me a report and save it in my second brain. So then I can look at it later in VS Code or Obsidian.
So just one question more. So this cloud, the same like ChatGPT, is also possible to communicate in a chat or only in a typing and writing?
Both. You can communicate via chat. I'm gonna show you now. 1 second. 1 second. So for example, funny enough, look at this. This is funny. So I didn't know if I could record this. So I didn't have enough time because it was 5 minutes before the meeting started. So I just asked Claude whether I can do this, and I sent him a picture. And it says go to the 3 dots and check if you can manage the recording. And I was able to record it, as a matter of fact, because I pay for a Google subscription. So yeah, it's exactly the same as ChatGPT. You have your okay. Let's talk about this very briefly. You have your projects here. You see, I have building systems, life and reality, health and fighting. Long story short, I box, I do MMA, I do martial arts, and they are related to my health as well, which is why I put health and fighting together as a project. And as a project, you'll see that there is information here about how to operate, how to answer. Here, you see everything about me. How much do I weigh, my height, where I'm born, the fact that I don't have any allergies, etc., difficulties, health issues, everything is mentioned. So this is the project side. So who am I as a person? It knows it already because I put it on settings. The project side knows the context and the specific conversations. For example, this one will be able to know everything and give me the best possible scientific answer. So for example, here, this is something that a lot of people don't know, but sardines in can are really good. They are one of the best resources for basically, what's the name of this? It's a combination of collagen, creatine, and protein, and omega 6 and 3. The best thing you can do is to eat sardines. So I'm asking the chat, the Claude about this, and he's gonna give me a very good answer. You see, it's telling me about the fact that it's mostly right. This is one of the things that annoy me, but at the same time, I designed it to be this way. So it will not sugarcoat anything. If I get anything wrong, it will tell me like, you're full of shit. This is incorrect. For example, here it's telling me it's mostly true. It's not telling me it's true. It's not kind of making me feel good. It's just telling me the things the way they are. It's telling me it's mostly true. These are the points that you got right, and this is the point that you got wrong. So yeah. Good. Any more questions? So as a last thing, I would like to say I'm going to share with you my prompts, a document that describes everything, how to do what I explained. I understand that we only have 1 hour and it's a lot of information to process, but don't worry, you take your time, have a look at the document. I'm going to send you some resources from YouTube. You can look at the YouTube channels, start learning how to use AI better. Liana, you want to build your own business, AI is going to help you nicely. Julia, you want to have your reminders and your calendars, like an assistant that replies to your hundreds of millions of emails from different schools. You can do this, and I'm gonna help you with that. David, yeah, you mentioned about your technical reports, your modeling. AI can do a really, really good job for you. It can understand your patterns, your models, how you build them, how you define your environment variables. It can diagnose things that are incorrect, and it can do it surprisingly quick for you to focus on things that matter, and the AI can do the boring things, So yeah, it's and Craig, by the way, for those who don't know, Craig is literally next to me. He's my housemate. We live together, and I keep raving about AI. So finally, I got him convinced to look at this presentation. So, same for your job. You have to use Excel. You have to use a lot of equations, and you need to sometimes understand the equations, what they do. You need the AI to be able to look at the Excel, CSV files, find anomalies, issues with formatting. The AI can do this for you, you know?
Thank you. Oh, so thank you very much for.
Yeah. Send me your email and I'll send you the information via email.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ohi, and thank you everybody thank you for organizing this. It was really, really nice.
Good stuff.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that was very informative.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It's really good. Really appreciate this, what you're doing for us all.
No worries, my pleasure.
Thank you.
And one little detail, I will try to do this every week. You guys very welcome to join me if you can. If you cannot, it's fine too. I just want to give to the world. I enjoy doing this thing, so yeah.
Great.
Keep me posted. See you all. Much
Thank
love.
you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.